Alright. Hello, hello. We are here. I've got a new model. I'm gonna be using this one. I've got something big in the works, but it's gonna take a long time. So while I'm working on that, we'll have to make do with the free assets, so to speak. I mean, technically it's an original work because it's made using free use assets, but you know, I don't I don't like doing that, but you know, it's unavoidable this time. Um, Let's make sure that my stream is running perfectly smoothly. Live stream is running smoothly. Alright. So this time, this live stream, I am going to rank Gacha games. So this is gonna be a little series I'm gonna do. Not too long, probably around like 3 or 4 episodes, if lucky 5. But because there's a lot of Gacha games to go through. But yeah. So I believe if I'm looking at this correctly. So this stream we're gonna focus on tierlistmaker and some of the tier lists it has available, and what games they feature. A lot of them some of them I haven't played, but most of them I will have played because I played a lot of Gacha games in my life. And yeah, another thing I will have to note is that I am going to try not to show too much, like, I guess, of the. I might be visiting the games sites, but I won't be visiting any games that don't have the materials out yet, so to speak. I won't be looking at leaks. I won't be looking at anything that's not clearly out on a website somewhere, so to speak. And if you guys have any what is it, ideas for what I should do during the next few episodes or so of this series, I would be grateful for the ideas. And yeah, let's get started. So, our first game is... Let's take a look here. Let's look a little closer. Abyss... I'm pretty sure I played this one before, but I don't recall. Let's see. Abyss... Rebirth Phantom. Let's take a look here. Abyss... Rebirth Phantom. Hold on, let me just make sure it's not super unsafe for work. Because sometimes these games are like that these days. I do have to admit. Alright, it seems to be fine so far. Let's go over the screenshots because I haven't personally played this one. I guess I haven't played it enough to remember it, so to speak. Oh wait, no, I have played this one. Yeah, this is a clicker style game, if I remember correctly. It's an AFK style clicker game. It's honestly speaking not worth your time, because it's lifetime wise, it's not gonna last very long. I get the feeling there's not much to spend money on when you do play the game, and the rolling rates are super easy, super lenient anyway. So there's no real reason to do anything. Oh, the currency is really hard. It is really hard to get. When you do roll, you're pretty much guaranteed to get some of the highest rarity. So it's not super. I'm running this on a very strict scale here. Gacha games need to have a decent. Your rare units need to be pretty rare, because if they're not rare enough, you'll end up with issues with what is it? Issues with bragging stuff. So like a person when they're playing a gacha game should be able to brag about getting something rare, and if they don't, well, that's the problem, isn't it? Yeah, that's the thing. Let's grab that and put it on. Don't bother with it. It's just not good. AFK Arena. Now, early on in its life, around the first half of its lifetime, it was really good. I played it a lot in my time. I lost my account a few times, so that's kind of messed with me a little bit. The account transfer system, since I play Fate Go, I can't really say anything about it, since both of them have horrible transfer systems for accounts. But you know, as things go, that's just how I'm gonna work with it. I'll just say That's about... It's about an F for me. Because even though it was really fun when I was playing it, recently it's gone to the point where, because of how the game works, you can't get into the end game without getting a lot of dupes, and you need a lot of dupes for this kind of game, for like any AFK game really. Like Memento Mori works on the same system, and that's already starting to reach a ceiling, and it's only been out for like a year maybe. So yeah, that's a bit of a problem. But aside from that, AFK Arena, not forgotten. It's a Steph. It's not like the worst, but it's definitely not good. It's in a precarious position right now. Ishtaria. Let's take a look. Ishtaria. Age of Ishtaria. Okay, I've seen this on DMM Player before. I haven't checked it. I assume, like most things, it works on a... Oh, wait, no. You know, it works on a very old system, I believe. A very old gameplay system. But it's actually... So the gameplay itself is actually relatively interesting and unique. But the problem is there's not enough incentive to go after the new characters unless there's a collab going on, and that's happens very extreme. I don't think it's ever happened in the history of the game. So basically, but I do know it has a very, very dedicated niche fan base. So, let's put it in normal, because I do know the rates are pretty decently balanced. They're not good, like most gacha games. They're not great, but they're good to the point where some people will get the rare ones and some people won't, and because of that, there'll be a clear, what was it? Rate of gambling, so to speak. Yeah. Alright. What's next? The Alchemist Code. Now, I play this, and believe it or not, I don't like it. I'm gonna put it here. It had a really decent collab runtime, and its rates are actually... They're on the level, not quite on the level of Fate Go, but they're pretty damn bad, which means that if you get a rare thing rare, you're gonna be stuck there because of sunk cost fallacy. But in terms of ranking and in terms of with the rest of the gacha games, it's just so not great. You don't bother with this one. The 3D graphics are just so generic especially for now. When 3D graphics have come so far. Well, let's look up here. Alchemist Code. Yeah, it's like all the designs are super on point and super fun and super cool. The problem is when you try to do it in any other way, because it's a strategy game like what is it, like Fire Emblem Heroes, but it's not backed by any decent corporation like Nintendo, and its graphics are kind of generic for its time. It's gonna go here. And also in the solid month I spent trying to get into it, because I really wanted to get into it because I love the character designs, I could not, because it just wouldn't give me a single rare thing. Because I would say when it comes to gacha games, right, you should at least get one of the highest rarity within the first month of play. And it doesn't matter if it's a bad tier, low tier, high rarity, as long as it's high rarity within the first month, I consider it to be a decent gacha game. Because then you can say, you can brag about it saying, hey, at least I got a decent SSR or whatever that ranking you use is. Ultra rare, whatever. Alchemy Stars. Honestly speaking, I love Alchemy Stars. I would say it goes in the SSR tier. It's got amazing graphics. The rates are super low to the point where are extremely low, but not so low to the point that it's impossible. Because I've been playing it for quite a decent amount of time, and I've got like 3 collab units and a whole lot of 6 stars. Like a whole lot of 6 stars. Way too many to count. Not to make it count. Like I guess like 11 or something like that. They're all really good though. And interesting thing is, for the casual player, you don't actually have to play through the story all that much to really have fun with the game, which is one of the things that a lot of things. Actually, no, hold on. Let's go down. Actually, I'll explain why later, in a bit. So yeah, but the game is good. It's really well made. You can tell there's a lot of passion put into it. The only problem, obviously, is that The only problem is the events, because the gameplay is fun, engaging. It's on DMM player, and DMM player connects to the global servers. So you can run it at a smooth 120, 144 FPS if you want to. So graphics aren't a problem. The main thing is what is it? The events, yeah, events. So the events, they're all basically copy paste the same thing over and over and over. Like the only difference is the story, the storyline, and maybe the mini games. Mostly everything else is pretty eh. And as a strategy game, most of the difficulty spikes are just because you're not good enough at the game and not because your levels aren't high enough. Even though you can actually probably overpower a lot of levels with over-leveled characters because of how it works and how the game works and plays. Most of the hard parts are due to the what is it? Your skill level. It's a skill-based game, so to speak. But yeah, it would go in here if not for the super repetitive events with almost no variety. Okay, what is this? Alice Fiction. All right, so I've been playing this a lot recently, and I'm gonna put it here because it's got a really nice graphic system. It looks really good, like most games these days. Now that I think about it, but any game with decent budget will look amazing. And it has a really good character designs, as most of the games set in the world of Alice are. The only problem I have with it is that the rates are abysmal. To the point where I've only got like maybe two. I think the highest rarity is like 3 stars. So I only got like 2 3 stars I'm actually proud of. Everything else has been standard characters I'm not super interested in. And honestly kind of generic. Even though I started on launch day, which is like one of the things you shouldn't do as a gacha player, because that's a gacha player, right? Launch day, you get a lot of resources, but also on launch day, you're limited to standard banner characters, and you're not gonna have to wait for a long time before event characters come in, and because of that, I had to kind of knock it down to normal to end tier. But yeah, it's fun, but not you don't sink any money into it. It's not worth the money. It's not worth yeah. Because I mean, I can see having collabs in the future, but I can't see it profiting, or like having a super long lifespan like FGO or Genshin Impact, which are already pretty old. I mean, Genshin Impact is pretty old for its time, and FGO is way older and it's still way alive right now, right? If you want to take a look here real quick, Alice Fiction. So the official website looks pretty nice. Let's wait for it to load up. Yeah. Sound off. So you can see like they've got all the character designs, very cool, very interesting character designs. Sadly don't have motion designs, which is another point off for them. Got yeah. But overall, it's fun. It's kind of like Crash Fever, which is its predecessor. I feel like Crash Fever and Alice Fiction suffer from the same problems, but because Crash Fever has been around for longer, it's got a larger sunk cost to keep it on its feet. While Alice Fiction, as a baby game, a new game so to speak, doesn't have as much to prop it up on its own 2 feet. So, yeah. And there it is. Another Eden, Cat Through Time and Space. To be honest, it's a good game. I admit it. It's a really good game. It's got really interesting storytelling. It's got like a good writing team on it, good music team. I just couldn't get into it, man. I just like, cause it's like, the art style is great and all, but it's not interesting enough. Like none of the attacks are interesting enough for me to really stay. Cause as someone with like, I wouldn't say dyslexia, but I'm kind of bipolar, and because of that, I end up switching back and forth between like really bored and really excited at the same time. And so during my bored moods, I will never ever boot this up because it's like, it's not interesting graphically. It's only interesting story wise, and for that I need to brain power. And if I'm too excited, I can't play it. If I'm too sleepy, I can't play it. you gotta be in a very specific mood. It plays like a classical JRPG, which means that you have to be in it for the long run as well, which is like a huge downside for me. If you like a classic JRPG, it's definitely for you. But I can't get into it. Actually, hold on. Let's put this up here. Up here. And that's up there, yeah. Arcana Tactics. I played this a while. It's an interesting game because Gacha only serves to unlock certain units in your skill tree. Because the way the game works is you enter the game. Hold on, let's pull up the site. Arcana Tactics. First website. I'm sitting on the first website I see. Come on, internet, don't fail me now. I know I'm streaming, and I know I'm using the face rigs. Please, man, don't. Okay, that's the decision site. Arcana Tactics. Let's use the website. So it looks like that, right? There it is. So it looks like that. So if you place your characters, right, and you go through like a roguelike dungeon, so to speak, and basically as you defeat enemies, you get new characters in this little bar at the bottom, and you can fuse those characters together to get different characters. And based on the combinations of characters that you fuse, you can get different units. And certain units are locked behind the gacha system. So if you don't have even if you have two units to fuse into a super cool character, if you don't have the gacha for them as well, it's not gonna do well. You can't play it, so to speak. You can't bring the character onto the field. So it's really interesting because even with a really good gacha system, even with really good rolls, even if you're super lucky, like I was early game, because I got a whole bunch of super rare characters super early on. You have to think about how to use your characters, and I actually like it a lot. The problem is that its lifespan feels more finite. You know, like it's got a decent. Let's take a look at the subreddit actually. Subreddit has. It's got 4.4, 4.5. Yes, that's pretty low comparatively. Yeah, it's 1.1k. Not much in terms of its audience. So I feel like it's facing a lot of restrictions due to its audience size. If it had more people playing it and thus more events and more stuff happening, it'd probably be more interesting for players. But because it's not active, there's not enough people active on the game, it drops a little bit. Also, the gacha system is a little confusing. I won't go into super in depth, but basically there's two kinds of gachas you can do. One affects your buffs throughout the entire dungeon and stuff, and one affects your actual characters available for fusion. Arc Knights, easy SSR, amazing storyline. It's got anime annotations, top tier music. The animations I could use better for like the home screen, but you know what? I feel like locking them behind limited time characters is actually a really good way of incentivizing purchases and skins and stuff. Another thing I like to say about Arc Knights is I'm not good at the game. I've barely beaten Chapter 2. I don't think I've even started Chapter 3. And I still love the game. Like, the storyline is engrossing enough, even though I skipped most of Chapter 1 and half of Chapter 2. It's interesting enough for me to really interested in it. And because since it's so popular right now, and it's probably going to be popular for a long time after that, especially with Enfield coming out in the next year or so, it's just gonna get more popular. And because of that, you have a lot of content, fan content coming out, fan songs, just real anime adaptations or real PVs. All the trailers are really good. Everything is top tier. You can see just on the subscriber count of the Hypergriff YouTube on the Hypergriff YouTube channel. Where is it? Actually, no. Where is it? Arc Knights. Where is it? Is there an Arc Knights channel or is there no Arc Knights channel? Oh, hold on. No, there's one. Pause that. Go here. So this is a Japanese channel, and it's got 216k. Oh, shut up. 200k subscribers on this one. Right? And Yostar, 10.6k, which is like that means that people are digging deep for these games, which is insane. And YoStar's got a really decent record as well with Gacha games. It's got Azure Lane, it's got Blue Archive more recently, and obviously Arknights. It's done a really good job at what it's doing, and that's why it goes up there. It's the most important part of a gacha game is a thriving community, because a lot of the incentives for rolling come from the extrapolation of the personalities of the characters. And when you're watching Nico Nico or YouTube and you'll see an animation that makes the character seem super attractive, that makes you want the character, and that makes you want to roll, and that's a bloodline of the gacha game, right? You want to make people roll for the banners, and it's that. It has such a sustainable economy in its whole thing, and even though a lot of the thing, its grinding system is super time consuming, because it's mostly passive, you can just have it on the background and it works. It just works, in the words of Todd Howard. It just works. Arrowmancer. This one's a complicated one because it's an AI-based gacha game. I like the concept a lot, but I just can't recommend the game. It's got such a small audience. I haven't seen anyone play it. The rates are actually almost NFT tier bad. They're not NFTs, but the rates are comparably bad, right? Because the way Aeromancer works is so if you've seen Waifu Labs before, right? Waifu Labs. You basically make anime portraits by combining anime characters into, or existing anime things into an AI mixing system, and basically you breed anime characters and waifus and husbandos. And so it takes you generate characters on Waifu Labs, and then you import them into the game as characters, and basically in order to get, or basically increase the number of people in the characters in the gacha pool, what you do is you'll literally take the characters that you have. So you get these items called, like, I don't know what they're called, but they're basically frames where it's like of a certain rarity, and you can take a character, put it in that frame, and based on the rarity and the character's overall design, it'll auto assign them skills and stuff and elements and interesting things. And it's a fun game, and it's good for like pick up and play. Gameplay wise, it's actually really interesting, really fun, and really thought provoking, really cool. But like I said, I can't recommend it because the community isn't thriving enough, and given how controversial AI artwork is these days, it's just not reasonable to assume it'll thrive even further, or it'll grow anymore. Which is really sad, because a lot of the super uber rares, like I think it's like 5 is a top tier of a rarity pyramid. The 5 stars are personally crafted by the devs of Waifu Labs, and it's just sad to see a game with so much interesting ideas and so much ambition fail like that, you know, or at least fall flat on its face and sort of end up on life support, so to speak. Let me grab a drink real quick, my throat's hurting. Iced tea, great. I'll be able to stay up a little longer. Maybe that one about to stream a little longer too. You know, I need to print something tomorrow. Alright. Next game, Artery Gear. Same problem as a lot of other games on this list. It doesn't have enough of a audience. I did a video on this a little while back. You can watch my review on it. But it's graphically super cool. It's like Epic 7, but with robot girls. It's amazing. I love it so much. I wish it had more people playing it. And it had a Magica thing. It's so good. I love it so much. But the problem, there's a huge problem, and it's just like every other game on this list. There's not enough people playing it. There's a niche fan base, and that's it. And the rates are so bad that even I, with my dedicated playtime of I used to play like once every day, but like nowadays, recently, I during launch days to play once every day. But now, even on Japanese servers, which usually have easier rates, it's not great. Because nowadays, I used to roll like 20 times per week, and I still got nothing. So if you want to get anyone even, If you want to get anyone on a banner, you have to save for weeks and weeks on end. And the problem is, right? So most gacha games give you passive rewards, so to speak. It's like over time you get mail or you get login rewards and stuff. You can just log in, do some, not even do much, and passively gain rolling material to roll for. That's what makes it super freebie friendly. Like Arknights has a weekly annihilation stages and so on and so forth. But Artery Gear requires you to play actively. And since it's like Epic 7 where you don't want it, where you can, where it's like the gameplay itself promotes passive gameplay, but the resource grind promotes active gameplay, which is like a really bad clash to have in a gacha game. So I can't really in good conscience recommend people start playing this game, even though I love it a lot, because it's just not sustainable, right? It doesn't feel sustainable. It's got excellent graphics, but aside from that, like, unless you're like in elementary school or middle school or high school and you have a lot of time on your hands to like just spend grinding away at the game, you don't get into it. Don't get into it, all right? I mean, there was a Madoka Magica collab earlier, and dude, I was so active during that period, and I still didn't get anyone on that list, which is like insane. The rates are so bad. In fact, I'm almost convinced they're worse than Fate Go, which is like saying something. Because Fate Go's rates are abysmal already as they are, right? So let's put this in right by it. No, it's not. I want to say devs are corrupt like in the AFK arena, so let's keep it right there. If the devs are better than are still fun, I'll put them up here. But if devs are like garbage and definitely trying to squeeze money out of people, I'll put them below AFK arena, because AFK arena is at that point right now. Is at that point right now, so to speak. Yeah. Astral Chronicles. I don't believe I've heard of this one. I'm gonna go off an estimate for this one. Pre-registration. Is there any gameplay screenshots? Oh dear. Oh dear. It's another 2D beat 'em up with chibis. I can't. There are hundreds of these games online. You just don't. Alright. Just don't, man. Azure Lane. It's one of those games where I'm conflicted, because it's an old game, so you kind of have to give it props for existing this long. But also, it's not fun to play. Like, the gameplay loop itself isn't all that fun. For me, like, you get a lot of growth materials and you grow your characters and stuff, but once you're done with growing your characters, that's it. If you want to play the game, you got this mediocre bullet hell that's not even reliant on actually bullet hell mechanics, and you have to just overlevel yourself because you're gonna get hit no matter what. But yeah, it's not bad because obviously it's doing something right, and the character designs are amazing. But you know, I play it too, and I can't say anything about the gameplay. Let's put it here with the other old game. Let's see here. Badland Brawl. I gotta find this on a chibi game, isn't it? What is that? A platform fighter? It just looks like a generic Sepulchre ripoff. Why bother? Battle Diva Slay Mecha. Alright. I've seen a lot of ads for this one. Let's take a look here. It's a chibi tower defense? Yeah, there's a chibi strategy tower defense. I don't know about that. Let's let's check the reopen last close tab. Battle Diva. Play. What is it? What is it called again? Slay Mecha. I believe that goes in B. No, it's definitely not B. It's probably way low there. Yo, God, look at those ratings on Google Play. I mean, it can't be good. This can't be good. Hold on. Pretty fun. Alright, so it looks like the gameplay itself is actually pretty fun. The only problem is, I don't know how it's actually differentiating itself against other games outside of its horny factor, which only can take it so far. So I'll put it on Ragon. Try another tier. It's another tier actually. For haven't played. And this one will be this one will be blue. And this one will be white. Beasts evolved. Oh, it's stylized. That's actually interesting. When did this come out? Oh, it's got 3.8 already. Anything under 3.8, I'm just gonna instantly put here if I haven't played it, personally. What's this one? What's this one? What is it? Give me a description. Inspect element. What is it? Is this Brave Souls? What is it? If it's Brave Souls, I would say, why bother? So I've played it. It's got a lot of freebies. Don't get me wrong, but like, it's not good. The gameplay isn't fun. It's all just Bleach characters, and I mean, if you're a fan of Bleach, you might get a kick out of it, but it's got no merit of its own, so to speak, as a gacha game. This is Bot World Adventure, I think it's called. Yeah, Bot World Adventure. 4.6. That's actually a decent rating. Let's take a look at it. Oh. Oh, it's a strategy game. I mean, look, it looks like a kind of game where the devs aren't actually thinking about it that hard. So I would say it's worth giving it a try. So let's put it like here. Oh, Brave Frontier. Oh, I miss it so much. So, Brave Frontier, if you guys don't remember, was a game that was active around 2008, 2009, maybe later actually, but probably later, but somewhere around that period of time. And I loved it so much because basically every role you're guaranteed to get some super rare characters, and every role you're going to get 7-star and up. The difference is some of these, even though there's so many rare characters and the rates are so easy. Because there's so many rare characters, you have to read their skills and really find a way to utilize them. And there's a lot of skills and buffing and all kinds of mechanics you can look into, kind of like Fate Go. But it was so fun. You couldn't rely on the rates at all, but even so, you would still eventually get someone you really liked, and the pixel art was so good too. Animation style was amazing. You know what I'm talking about. It was so poggers, man. Pixel art was amazing, the character designs were top-notch, and if you had played it in its heyday, you know that when you played it, I played it on a Windows Phone and it still performed amazingly. And you know the days where on Wednesdays, the player XP would open, and if you guys don't know, the Brave Frontier team building system, so it's the high rarity characters are high cost, and in order to have it increase your cost limit, you gotta increase your player level. And so you go on Wednesdays, you go in to the player XP levels, turn on autoplay, and leave it overnight. It was so amazing, because you would just do that every Wednesday, and it was, oh my god. And then, like I said, the quality was amazing. The graphic quality was amazing for its time, and I feel like it still holds up even now because it was so stylized. And the music was actually remarkably good for what felt like a cash grab at the time. And what's interesting is, so early storyline you can breeze through with the characters because, you know, every year you always have overpowered characters. But later on, actually, what's interesting is you run into these stages where it's very specific mechanics. Like, there's an enemy that can only be damaged while it's poisoned, and if you don't have a poisoning character in your party, you can't do anything about it. That was an interesting thing. And also, there's a bunch of system overhauls they did later on that I almost never used, but they did. There was a dual braver system which I had unlocked, but never managed to activate because my team was too strong. There was a PvP system which I almost never won because everyone else had like super crazy teams that were built up like Yu-Gi-Oh decks where they would win as long because they had a higher speed than me. No, so so the way Brave Frontier works is if you go turn 1, you basically win automatically on PvP, which is crazy, but it's awesome because it's like it's all up to luck then. And if you fail your turn 1 wipe, then that's just on you, and you're as bad at the game, and you're actually not even bad at the game. You just didn't build your team very well. And that's a really interesting way to work to incentivize team building in a gacha game like this. But yeah, I have so much nostalgic feelings about it. It was so fun. I loved it a lot. I'm gonna put it in an SR. Don't quote me on this. Don't sue me, please. Oh, Brave Frontier. Oh, these two are alternate Brave Frontier projects. This one was a 3D RPG that was a strategy game similar to, I believe, like the Trails of Cold Steel. It goes here because it was fun when I played it, but its loading times were unbearable and it was horribly unoptimized. But it was fun while it lasted, and it's dead now because they weren't able to raise enough money to keep the studio alive. They had so many collabs too. Like, Brave Frontier had so many collabs you would not believe. Brave Frontier 2. So Brave Frontier 2 dropped the gacha system entirely and basically went with a gem system where basically if you had 8 gems, you could buy any rare character and you had to manually upgrade them from 3 stars to 5 stars, and that was it. I don't know if that makes it count as a gacha game, but it definitely killed the game. Because it didn't have the crazy gacha system that the other one had, because the other one was crazy. I told you how insane it was, right? This one just doesn't have that. I didn't have that same magic. Even the pixel art was just as good, if not better. Because of its mechanics and such, and how much criticism it got for just dropping the gacha system entirely, it never managed to reach the same heights that I did originally, and that's disappointing. I mean, because I played it a lot. I played a decent amount of it. It was fun for the most part, but yeah, it was a disappointment for the most part. Sorry about that, Brave Frontier, y'all. Brave Frontier 2. You're fun while you lasted. Raw Stars. I've not played. Don't plan on playing. It's a battle royale. It's a multiplayer battle royale too, which is like it's the most weirdest shit ever. Brown Dust. Forgotten. I played it a while back. It was fun while it lasted. Not great. It's just a horny bait game. Only play it to waste time. Don't do anything else with it. Cartoon Wars. So Cartoon Wars 1 and 2 were basically just flash games, like Stick Wars and stuff. But Cartoon Wars 3 is where it took it to the next level and became horrible. Because I played it, right? And unless you got a super rare character in the first like 1 or 2 rolls you get in the beginning, the starter rolls, you're not ever gonna get anyone in this game, cause, and not even me, cause I had a super crazy powerful tank on my first roll, which was super lucky, and like the rates are so shitty, you would not imagine. They're so shitty, but even with my team, it's bad. It's not great. Its rates are garbage. Its upgrade system is garbage. There's not enough things to do, and when there are things to do, it's just too. The difficulty spike is way too harsh on new players. And even if you're a veteran player, it's a coin flip to see whether or not an event stage is actually gonna be decent or decently balanced or not. Yeah, I just don't bother with this one. It's dead. It's in the graves. Don't think about it too much. What's one? I don't believe I've played this one, so I'm just gonna put it on the side. I don't recall what this one is. If you guys in the comments know, please tell me. I don't know this one. Shack? What? Chase Master? Shack? Master? No. What is it? Page source. Let's make this element. Let's see here. Chaos Masters. Alright. Well, it's shut down, so you can't play it even if you wanted to. Oh yeah, no, that just looks like an idle RPG. Classic. Haven't played it. Don't plan on playing it. You can't even play it now anyway. What's this one? God, man, I used to include the titles in the fucking things. Okay, Gacha City Forever 7 Days. Okay, this just seems like a garbage game, but City Forever 7 Days. So it's not released in English yet, looks like. It looks like a vertical strategy game. Not much to tell from here. It looks like it had a collab with Steins Gate in its Chinese server a while back. Apparently it's like a JRPG with multiple endings or something along those lines. Yeah, it seems fine enough. The graphics seem cool, but I can't say I can judge it from just that. So I'll put it here. Clash of Knights. Clash of Knights. That's just another idle RPG. I cannot. Don't bother. At this point, I'm just not gonna put any more idle RPGs up in the real thing unless, because Cooking Run Kingdom. Here's the thing, right? It's fun for the most part, and obviously it's doing something with the character designs because there's a lot of shipping and stuff and fan art. But the thing is about Cooking Run Kingdom is, if you want a good character, you have to play the game religiously, and there's no like streamlined quality of life things. So, and because of how the game works as a city building sim, it's gonna result in a really heavy load on your phone. You're playing on your phone, so you have to use an emulator basically. But the rates aren't bad, at least from my experience, and as long as you log in every day, you're getting a lot of freebies, so it's not like it's that hard to get rolling material. Except for the event banners, which you have to use limited resources for, which is still a shitty decision, and I still don't agree with it. But as it is right now, it's fine. I can't say anything wrong with it, but I can't put it any higher than N. Cookie War, Oven Break. I have not played it. I'm not planning on playing it because I can't invest myself into that cookie game. And this, it just looks like a generic thing as well. I'm not gonna play it. Counterside. Counterside is a good game, but it's got its fair share of problems like Alchemy Stars. One of the main things it has is it's on Steam, so you can actually run it at a super high FPS. If I remember correctly, Counterside. What's interesting is, so I used to play on the C servers, and the C servers has a friendship system that's not in the main prototype of the game on Steam. So, which I'm kind of disappointed at, but also I can understand. Let me pull up the. Actually, let's not. Let's. I would say the rates on the main version of the game are much easier going. It's definitely good, well designed, in terms of like the direction of the game, because they know what they're doing, they know what they want to do with the game. It's got a very fun, interesting aesthetic, and it's got enough horny bait for both sides, although mainly for dudes because obviously. But yeah, it's got a fun aesthetic. The story honestly is kind of generic, but the aesthetic makes up for it. Rates aren't bad, but they're not good. Like Alchemy Stars, they're not. It's around the same thing about, except for the fact that awakened units have to use a separate currency, which I still don't like that much. But at least you can buy the currency with diamonds, or with the main currency, as opposed to just Cookie Run where you can't do that, right? But yeah. Counterside, it's a good game. It had a whole live collab recently, where they released whole live skins. A lot of skins cost money, which is one of the big problems I have with the game. But other than that, it's honestly pretty fun. A really fun time saver, time waster, and I wouldn't say it's worth spending your money on. But if you want to, it's honestly not the worst game you could spend money on. Like, it's not gonna be like Cartoon Wars 3, where just a black hole of money that nothing ever escapes from, and that won't ever show anything. Crusader's Quest. Oh, I've played this one before, I think. Hold on. Yes, I've tried to play this one before. So, a lot of these pixel art style games, I think who's it by again? NHN, yes, NHN has, honestly, not a bad track record. I haven't played enough of it to have a super solid opinion on it. I will say it's not horrible. Let's put it like here. Dark. What is that called? What does that say? Page source, impact elements. Inspect this element. Dark Summoner. I get the feeling this is gonna be a horny bait. Bad game. Dark Summoner. Oh, that looks old. Is that it's a board game? Excuse me? Wait. The art's not bad, but it looks old. I mean, I'm not this doesn't appeal to me, but I can see how it'll be fun. I'm just gonna put it here. Okay, this one. Forgotten. Easy clap. It's easy Forgotten. And I know this because I played it. And recently, the So what's interesting is the team in Japan doesn't work on this, that game, the Data Lab game. There's a team in Hong Kong who works on this game, and it's not the worst game I've ever played, but it's definitely not great. It's so the rolling material is super hard to get, right? I'm actually kind of glad that I removed the dating part, or at least they're working on revamping it right now, because the dating part originally was super tedious and made you feel bad for not having enough energy to date everyone at once. But it takes a lot of time and effort. I wouldn't recommend it unless you have a lot of time on your hands, and also you're gonna need a decently powerful phone, because on emulators it causes crashes, and it's pretty graphically intensive as well. Destiny Child, now unlike Nikkei, which is already pretty pay to win at its moment, at the current moment, with shitty rates and stuff, Destiny Child is Shift Up's older game, and it has so much more to offer as a game. Like, it's not as action-oriented, it's actually turn-based RPG, but there's so much more to do with Destiny Child that I can't fault it for being, like, because it gives you a whole lot of freebies, and honestly, there's still, like, even with the freebies, there's so much room for growth within your characters that there's no reason to not play because of the freebies, which is really interesting. And recently, like, every now and then they'll release, I think like every anniversary or every year or something, they release like a learning event where, like, you can get like a whole bunch of super high-powered characters for free just by, like, learning the game a little bit and like just slowly understanding the game, which is a really nice thing for the devs too. But yeah, I liked it a lot. I like it a lot. I don't play it often, but when I do play it, it's always fun. It's never not productive. Actually, no, let's put it like down here. Gacha Lost. I believe it's dead now, so it's gonna go in forgotten tier, but high up. But it's a good game. It was run by Nintendo, so obviously it's something well produced. But even with the rates, it's pretty decent, and all the collab characters weren't limited, so that's the thing. But also, I feel like it was too lenient when it came to banners, right? Because I had a lot of rare characters at the end of it, and it was too easy to grow them. Because, you know, it gave me too much stuff. And also, it's a chibi game, which I can't fault it for using that style, because it wasn't in fashion at the time. But nowadays, I can't in good conscience recommend any chibi games. So even if it was still alive now, I wouldn't be able to recommend it to anyone on this YouTube channel or anyone else. Yeah. Dragon Blaze, haven't played it. Dragon Objective, haven't played it. Dungeon Hunter. Did I play it? Dungeon Hunter. Oh no, it's a series? Well, I think I've played it before. It's not bad, but it's forgotten. I've never played it since. I'm sure there's people who play it often, but yeah, I can't really talk about it much. Echo of Phantom is our next game. MMORPGs, instant why bother. Never get into gacha based MMORPGs because the rates are always force you to reach pity and nothing else. So, and they just don't function as gacha games. Period. Like, even if they look good as a game, it's never good. Don't go for them. Echo Apocalypse. Echo Apocalypse. Did I type it right? I didn't type it right. Apocalypse. No. So there's still websites up for it. Oh, it's this game. Honest to God, it doesn't look half bad. The only thing is, I'm worried about its lifespan. I would say you can try it, but don't spend money on it now. Wait and see whether its audience actually grows or not. What's the next one? Elora's Raid. Oh, I think I've heard of this one before. Elora's Raid. I think I gotta play this one. Oh yeah. Generic idle RPG. Let's go. Like, why do all these things have so much, like, design behind them? I know work outside of that. Elune. No. What is it? Elune. Google Play. Well, it's already gonna be clipped by the World of Warcraft character, but okay, it's a chibi. It's a chibi game. With horny bait, as usual. In fact, I think this is just a Valkyrie Connect, which, believe it or not, I prefer, and I can't give this my endorsement. Sorry about that. Valkyrie Connect has had it longer and has just done everything before it. Epic 7. So Epic 7 is... It's got a horrible power creep. I gotta admit that. And I still haven't gotten a full hand on the gameplay. But I do have to give props to the animators for creating such a pretty game. So I'm gonna put it here. It looks amazing, at the very least. And it's got an anime PV and everything. Its music direction is pretty good. Its sound direction is actually really fire, because it's like when you do things in the game, it feels like you're actually making an impact on... Oh, my neck snapped. But when you're playing the game, it actually feels like you're having an impact on the world around you and such. Like all the clicks, all the taps, all the sound effects. They're really good. So basically everything but the mechanics are polished, which sort of balances it all out into normal tier. Illusion Connect. I forgot about this one. Actually, is this Illusion Connect? It's Illusion Connect, right? No, it's Eternal City. Let's double check this. Hold on, my mouse is spinning around. Hold on. Give it a moment to calm down a bit. Eternal City. City. Apps on Google Play. Okay. It looks like Girls Cafe Gun, or literally anything else of that genre. So I can't say it's a bad game. Oh wait, no, it's rating us garbage. Why bother? Right, see, even with a good rating, even with a good gameplay, or decent looking gameplay, if it's with this kind of rating, no one's gonna download the game. And if no one's downloading the game, there's no audience for it. Eternal Saga. Oop. Eternal Saga. Eternal Saga. Region Tactics. Oh. Okay. That's worth a try. But don't get too attached to it. Eternal Senya. I have to give it an S. As an SR. It's obscure, it's niche, but I've played it, and by God, it is the most amazing experience of a gacha, quote-unquote gacha you can have, because it's based off of was it an RPG Maker game, which has an amazing storyline, and the gacha variation of it is basically that, but passive, but as a clicker game. And clicker games are never boring. That's the one thing. Like, you can quit, you can stop whenever you want, and then come back, and you can just keep going. That's it. So there's no downside for it existing. It's literally just free lore, and that's why I'm there for it. And it's such a, and the devs are so good at writing, and so it makes up for literally any game, like gameplay flaws. And the designs are just so clean too. Oh, we have a lot more to go through. Oh no. Oh lord. Eversoul just released this month? No, last month, I believe. And honestly speaking, I can say it's pretty decent. I like it, but it's too early to judge how good it is. So I'll put it here with Alice Fiction. Evertale. Oof. Evertale. Its ads make it marketing team aside. You've probably seen the map have a video on it. Game 3 make a video on it. Their ads are nothing like the game. Don't take the ads at face value. Never take the ads at face value. But Evertale, good game. I cannot say. I mean, it's fun. The gameplay is okay, but because of the devs themselves, they have to bring it down to forgotten tier. And Exo's Heroes. They had a big controversy a while back about NFTs and trying to do that. And they had a huge, basically system reset, so to speak, where they basically completely invalidated every single piece of equipment in the game in favor of a different system. So I can't say they're good people or good devs. So I had to put it below AFK Arena, but it looks good, and so I'll put it like at Brown Dust, right above Brown Dust. Brave Exvius, looks good. It's Square Enix. You can't really go wrong with Square Enix, because generally speaking, they love supporting their games, and even if they don't have huge audiences, so you can be rest assured that your money is spent on something that will last a while. I'll put it up here. War of the Visions. No, I can't. Its rates are really good, but that's about it. That's all I can recommend it for, because its gameplay is literally just Fire Emblem Heroes with a larger grid, and it's 3D, and it runs horribly on almost every device I've tried it on. So, yeah. Fate Grand Order. Okay, this is an old game, and if you don't know the HFR feature in this one, it's really hard to play because it runs at like a consistent 24 FPS outside of combat, and even most of the time in combat, even with HFR. So graphically, it does not hold up, but also it has the best lore I have ever seen. Because you know how complicated the Fate lore is, right? It's so complicated, and honestly, I don't want to explain it here because it'll make me go crazy. But what really makes up for it is that there's so much emotion in it, right? Because I cried during the Lost Spell arcs. I don't cry at gacha games, but this did. I didn't even cry at Genshin Impact. I cried at Honkai Impact maybe like once. I cried 3 times at Fate Go. 3 separate times, and it's so amazing. And I cannot tell you how good the story is. And I believe one of the best chapters is releasing really very, very soon on English, on the global version. I think it's Avalon LaFay was the chapter's called. So I cannot recommend it enough. Get on this game now. And what's interesting is, as an incentive to players to play through the storyline, it locks events behind the storyline. So if you play the game religiously, and because it gives so much stamina for it in the beginning, it's fine. So if you play through the storyline. So if you want access to the fun moments before the sad hits you, you have to play the events. If you want to play the events, you have to hit the story chapter milestones. The only downside I'll give it is that There's way too many servants, and way too many living banners, and way too many living events, and Japan will never see Van Gogh again. Which is a shame, because I really want Van Gogh in Japan, but on my Japanese account, but you know. Life will be life. But yeah, outside of that, I love it so much. Near and dear to my heart. I cannot hate it. I cannot hate it. Figure Fantasy. I still play it, so I can put it like up here. But it's not as good as this one, or as innovative as this one, because it's mostly just an idle RPG, and it works on the same essential system as AFK Arena. And it's pretty, actually no, it's pretty money hungry too, so let's put it down here by AFK Arena. The only thing keeping it from reaching any lower is that it's on DMM player, on Japanese, which means I can run it at 144 FPS and look at my pretty virtual models. But I can't recommend it for anything other than that. This one, Forgotten. I almost forgot that there's another Final Fantasy Gacha game. It's in the style of an original Final Fantasy game. It uses chibis. I couldn't care less about it, to be perfectly honest with you. And I doubt any one of you could care less about it either. Alright. Final Gear. Excellent graphics, excellent gameplay, shitty everything else. I cannot recommend it, so I'm gonna put it here. It's a good game, but you have to invest a lot of time into it, and I feel like I'm gonna have to put money into it as well, which I cannot recommend because its lifespan is very, very finite. And I cannot trust the devs to not make it a pay-to-win game. Fire Emblem Heroes. It's good. I can't say anything about it. It's a Nintendo game. And I've been referencing it all this time, so it's got something going for it. But, you know, I'm not a huge Fire Emblem fan. I'm not a huge strategy game player. And I'm really only in it for the waifus. That's about it. So, yeah. And I heard there's some power creep, so, you know, that's a thing. First Summoner, let's see if it's any different. First Summoner. It looks like it's got an interesting... Tap. Let's take a look here. Do you have any screenshots? Yes, they have screenshots. Come on. Oh, wait. Okay, that's... So it looks like what, an AFK style game where he's just standing around and... God. Why bother? Right. Forge of Gods. I'm getting tired. Let's go through this really fast. Forge of Gods. This looks like Plants vs. Zombies. Or a tower defense game. There's no gameplay of it whatsoever. I can't... Grand Fantasy. I heard it's really good, but it's also ancient. So I'm gonna put it like here. No, I'm gonna put it here. Genshin Impact. As much as people clown on it, it's had the impact it's had on the gacha community is huge. So let's put it here. Girls Cafe Gun. Forgotten. It was a good game while it lasted, but you know. Girls Frontline. Same with Genshin Impact. It's a huge impact on on the gacha environment, and it's also got really good history. The devs are really good at basically keeping life support games alive as long as possible because they have way more money on merch. So, yeah. It's a good game to get into. And its gacha system isn't too unforgiving either. The only thing that downside is that it's ancient, which might be a deal breaker for some people. Gear Tier X. Oh wait, hold on. I could have sworn I remember what this one is. It's web mode. Yeah. Yeah, I played this one before. It was fun, but I can't say it was memorable. So I'll put it to like here-ish. Guardian Tales. I still play it pretty often, and it's got really interesting story work, but that the difficulty spike at chapter 10 is way too hard, so I can't. Let's put it here. It gets really hardcore at chapter 10. Just warning you guys. You can't get hit once because you take way too much damage. Grand Alliance, I think it's called. Let's take a look. Grand Alliance. League of Augsburg. Official trailer. Why not take a look at the official trailer? Oh, it's a Crunchyroll game. Oh yeah, no, I can't. Oh god. Yeah, no, why bother? Grand Chase. Infinite power creep. That's it. That's all I'll say. I can't recommend it, even though I play it sometimes. I can't recommend it. I'm sorry. Grand Summoners. Extremely shitty rates. You can't found anything in this game. I lost my account. I've never played it again. It's a decent game though. Up here. Actually no, it goes below Aeromancer. What's this? Millie? Millie something. Grimlight. A Tale of Dreams. So let's see here. Grimlight is... Come on, gameplay. Show us gameplay. There's no gameplay. 4.2. Apparently it's got a crashing issue. Let's take a look at see if there's any gameplay. Oh no. Okay. I don't care if it's good. I'm not gonna play it. Guardian Soul. Why is Guardian Tales on here twice? Why is Guardian Tales on here twice? Guardian Soul. Nope. Guardian Tales. I just in the same place. What is this? Something star. I still can't tell what that says. Let's stick it. It's in a second on this one. Healer Star. What do you mean Star Healer? Oh god. I want to play it so bad, but I haven't been able to get into it at all, ever. Air of Light? Isn't that an MMORPG? I mean, graphically it's cool, but I can't think of any reason to play it, so it's been forgotten under Dungeon Hunter. Hero Ball Z. Oh lord. Oh lord. I played a little bit and I stopped. Hero Canter. Honestly, I like it a lot. Can't say I hate it. But it's got performance issues. Honkai Impact 3rd. Up with Genshin Impact, let's put it here. Because I do have to admit, the gameplay could use a little bit more polishing. Like, it's good, but it's got some power creep in there that could use some work. But it's right at the top of R, so it's definitely good. It's not bad by any means. It's actually amazing. I love it a lot. Illusion Connect. It's such a good game too, but after the Zombieland Saga collab, it just fell off. It fell off, dude. It fell off. Injustice, haven't played it. King's Raid, it was fun while it lasted. But I heard the devs are basically imploding on themselves nowadays, so you can't, so don't. Oh yeah, and some of the skins are also... Yeah, some of the skins are also, NFTs, basically, so... Yeah, Last Claudia is actually good though. I like Last Claudia. It's also got a Steam port, which makes it actually amazing. I haven't played this one. Memento Mori. It's teetering on the edge. I don't, cause I like it, and I've been playing it pretty reasonably actively. The problem is it's working on a VIP purchase system with an AFK RPG style growth system, which means that you end up with a lot of problems. The only reason I have this high up is because of the pure production value. It's got dubbed all the characters have dubbed songs in both English and Japanese. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and all the character art is amazing. All the music is amazing. So on pure production value alone, it's staying up there. I'm not from my What is this one? I've never heard of this one. Final Fantasy Mobius. Mobius Final Fantasy? What? Mobius Final Fantasy. Let's take a look at what rating this has. Oh wait, no, this is that wait, no. Wait. Is this a gacha game? Well, that's just a random date. This can't possibly be right. It's no longer available. Yeah, it's dead. Right? It looks like a...
This is a bit...
God, that was too loud. Well, that spooked me. But yeah, no longer available anyway, so I haven't played it, and you can't play it either. Haven't played it. Monster Super League. Honestly, it's good for kids, so I'll say it goes there. Neural Cloud is fun, but same thing as the relationship between these two. These two basically the same thing. The main moneymaker is this one here, and this one's higher production quality, but overall it's less. It's infinitely replayable. That's the problem. Nikkei, I can't give you any good points on there because guess what? You are so fucking free to play, dude. You need to spend so much money on this thing. I haven't spent any. I'm not planning to, but god, the rates are so bad, dude. OMG. I have a love-hate relationship with this game, because if you watch the animated trailers and stuff, it's got a lot of production value. You can tell that the marketing team has so much passion behind their projects, but the rates are so bad, and the growth system is so confusing. So I'll put it here. Actually, let's put this. I don't want to put below AFK Arena. Path to Nowhere, fun game. I can't recommend spending money on it though, and its rates aren't half bad, but they're not great either. Growth system is a little annoying. You don't have nearly enough stamina to get anywhere in this game. But it's funny aesthetic. Music isn't half bad. Characters design is pretty good. It's very gothic, but aside from that, I can't recommend it that much. Yeah. Punishing. Good game. I love the game. I love it. It's amazing. Above Fire Emblem Heroes. And it's getting a PC release soon, so you can run it in a high frame rate without having to use an emulator, because god, does it kind of stutter on emulators sometimes. Phantom Chaser, don't know this one. Princess Kankari Dive. Good game. It's like one of the top games in Japan. I don't know. I don't know if it deserves that spot. What is this game? I haven't heard of it. Red Tides. Let's take a look here. I might have to mark some of these games for later because it was on Steam? Really? And it's free. Mix. It's Army v Army. Okay, this one is also a weird one because it looks amazing, but you know, it's not fun to play. I mean, it's fun enough to play, but like, you know, it doesn't give me enough motivation to actually play it over other gacha games. If you get what I'm saying. 8 Revolve, cannot talk about that. Review Star, like, I play it, rates are shit, rates are completely shit. Cannot recommend them at all. Sword Art Online, which one is this one? This one's Sword Art Online Memory Defrag. Let's take a look here. SAO Memory Defrag. I played some SAO gacha games. I don't know if this one's any good. Oh lord, this one does not look good. It does not look good for this one, folks. It looks like just an AFK RPG, so I cannot recommend this one. Sorry, SAO fans. It's going into the why bother. Sidorka, by the guys who want your money, but also make really good games. I can't exactly fault them for that, but I'll put them at here. Above AFK because they still care about their audience, but they know what their audience is, which is people who are willing to spend money for good stuff, and they always here's the thing, right? Their stuff is so overpriced, but it's also really, really high quality, so I can't exactly tell them not to make them expensive. Oh, Grand Cross. Oh no. You have to spend money. It's a pay-to-win game. You can't. You have to pay money. But yeah, I've played it too much to not put it below N, but it's also so good that I can't. It's also I spent too much money on it to justify putting it above that either. It's expensive, but once you spend like maybe $60 on it, then you're pretty much set for the rest of your gameplay experience. Unless, of course, you release another hyper meta character that's kicks you out of the PvP arenas, but you know. Shadow 7. I've heard of this one before. Shadow 7. Let's take a look here. Shadow 7. Turn-based PvP. So that's still definitely not something I want to go for, but PvP is your cup of tea, I guess. That might be fun for you. Shadowverse. All I've heard is it's a good game, and when I played it, it seemed good. I was not very smart, so I would lose every game I played. Shelter? What? Wait. Shelter Zero. All right, let's look that. Let's look that up. Shelter Zero. Shelter Zero. Idle Angel Saga. So it looks like another AFK. Is this an AFK thing? It looks like a cover shooter, actually. Could be interesting. I'm going to keep that on my list. I'm gonna say worth a shot. So let's put it up here. Shining Beyond. Nope. See No Alice. Good game, but forgotten. Nope. Soul of Eden. Nope. Actually, Soul of Eden I've played, but it's forgotten. It's a PvP card thing, a la Clash Royale, but you know. What's this one? Soul Seeker. That's an RPG, isn't it? Soul Seeker. Let's look at this one actually, real quick. Oh, Oh. Oh. Actually, I might have to bring that down because of that thing that I just saw just now. I was gonna give you a chance. Why did you do that? Which one was it? Where is it? Where did I put it? Go Cafe Gun, Review Starlight, Arab Light. Why bother? Ratings are definitely an interesting thing to take a look at. Soul Seeker. 6 nights. Okay, chibi graphics. And it just looks like an idle RPG, so I cannot recommend it. Sorry about that. I mean, if you like idle RPGs, that's the thing. Soul Tide. Forgotten, but not totally. It's a good game. And I feel like they're really trying to go for something there. And they got interesting puzzles, interesting character designs, very cool old animations, but I can't recommend anything else. Yeah. World Flipper, good game. I actually like this one a lot. I'm gonna put it back here. It's fun. It's very casual. There's really no reason not to do anything with it. What's this one? Someone date? What? Someone date game. Sorry about the background noise. Someone date. That's the summon. Nope. Inspect element. Let's take a look here. Summon gate. Okay, that's the wrong thing. Summon gate. Let's take a look at the gameplay on the Android iOS thing that people are uploading because they always upload that kind of stuff. So let's take a look here. We have I can't recommend that. It's a chibi game, man. Summoner's Rush, Summoner's War. I can't recommend it. Too much money. I just actually else to steal. Why bother? Can't bother with that. Can't bother with that. Slamming Sky Memories. It's got too many bugs to be worth playing, but I played too much of it to justify quitting. This one I haven't even heard of, so bye bye. Lost World is the only Toho game you'll ever be able to play until the next time Uncle Kagura comes out. Tower Fantasy is an MMORPG, so let's not talk about it too much. Eternal. Wait, what was it? Trial of Fate. What is this one? Which weapon? It looks interesting. Let's take a look here. Which weapon? Global service ends. So it's still on open in JP. But it looks like, yeah, it's a dating sim and an RPG, what I can tell. I don't know. Is there a gameplay video on here? Let's take a look at the gameplay a little bit on here, shall we? That's the dating mechanisms. Oh no, it plays like closers. No, you can't do this to me. Alright, what is this one? Xeno Summer. No. X Ross. Okay, I've heard of this one before. I recall it being decent. I hope I'm not wrong. Chronicles. Cross Chronicles, I think it's pronounced. Oh wait, yeah, no, I've played this one before. Animation quality is actually really, really good. But yeah, no, it's not an RPG, so I can't recommend it. Sorry. It's an RPG with mostly just mediocre graphics. in the sphere of idle RPGs. All right, so this is our tier list. I'll tweet this real quick. So that you guys can have it. That's my opinions of gacha games in recent time. And no, please. From today's stream. Alright. Alright, so now that that's over with. This is my tier list. I mean, judge me actually. Please judge me. I will I want to see us talk. I want to see toxicity. But yeah, it's pretty generic now. I think my opinions are, except for some of these smaller ones. Like there's niche opinions that might be more interesting for other people. I'm very particular about my high-ranking stuff, though, when it comes to tier editing. I think in the future I'll probably grab some of the games that weren't on here and try like just photoshopping them on. But yeah, at the moment I think this is pretty much definitive. I'm hoping I'll get more episodes in soon because gacha games are coming out every day. I'll be playing them, experimenting with them. I know that they didn't mention a few games I wanted to go over, which were, I believe, what is it? Yeah, so they didn't include Fallen Frontline, Pokemon Master ZX, Tales of Fall, which is still in beta, by the way. They didn't involve what was it? Puzzle and Dragons. They don't have and in a sense, they don't have Space Leaper in there either. So for some of those games, I'll have to go on for wait. You guys have to wait for the next episode. They don't have a lot of the Madoka style games in there either. So they don't have Quantum Maki. They don't have Eternal Chronicles. They don't have Blue Oath. They don't have Tuara IF. They don't have Tales of the Rays. They don't have Kirara Fantasia. They don't have Megi Record. They don't have Crash. They didn't have Crash Fever in there, which is interesting. We didn't have either of the ReZero games. They didn't have any D4DJ games. They didn't have Girls Band Party. They didn't have Seven Sisters. Took Seven Sisters. They didn't have any rhythm games in there, basically. And they didn't have what else did they have? Eternal Tree. They didn't have. Actually, they didn't have Eternal Tree. They didn't have Ragdoll. They didn't have Black Rock Shooter, whatever that's one's called again. It's abbreviated on my side, so I can't exactly talk about it that much. Let's see here. We also have on my DMM player. Let me just go over this real quick. Let me just change this window real quick. Properties. No. Properties. DMM game player. Obviously, there's some adult games we could probably go over later, in a different episode. Probably not the next episode. We have Alaska Aegis, Assault Lily. These two aren't. Dolphin Wave is another thing. Symphogear Unlimited, and Umamusume wasn't in there either. So that's a thing. Yeah. So that's yeah. But yeah, for now, that's all good. Tell me if you guys have any interesting opinions you want me to know. Please be as toxic as possible, because I love seeing toxic people. Let's just say I've got a fetish for it, and also I've spent a tad bit too much time on a specific app that I will not mention. But yeah. See you guys, and like and subscribe. Comment any gacha games you guys want me to take a look at and possibly review in the future. And yeah, bye.